Hey there, creative. I'm Rita Bearcat and welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time tuning in, I am on day 28 of 30 art challenges, and there are videos for every single one of these challenges that I've done in my art journal here on YouTube. So today, I'm working in my art journal. Oh, and by the way, if you want those 30 art challenges, I will put a link below and send them to you because I sent them out to my email list and we had a whole lot of fun with these challenges. So today I'm working in my small art journal. It's a 5x7 and you can see those little squiggly lines in the background, and they're brown and they're supposed to be white. It is masking fluid, and I didn't realize when I was doing this that I guess it goes bad, and I didn't know that it could go bad, and I should have known because it was brown instead of white, and usually the liquid is white. So that's what I had there on the background. So my idea was to put all this color on there and then rub off the masking fluid and then have these white areas, but it didn't work, which happens, when we're working. Things happen and sometimes things don't go the way we want. So this ended up being totally different than what I had in mind when I started this. Had I known that the masking fluid wasn't going to work, I wouldn't have added so much color. But, sometimes you just got to go with it because something doesn't work out. You just keep trying and you keep working at it. And so I added a lot of color, a lot of layers, using the watercolor on top of the masking fluid and playing with water and spraying and letting it dry and then adding another layer until I felt like there was the right color mix. I wanted a lot of color on the page. I just really thought that I was going to have these blank white areas. So that's what I'm doing now, is just adding a lot of color. And this is, of course, before I realized that the masking fluid wasn't working. But, that's how we learn, right? So now I'm adding some gold in there with the colors because I figured it needed a little bit of sparkle. And just really playing with the color and seeing, what comes up and what kind of shapes come up. So this is about where I realized I was trying to rub off the masking fluid and realized that it hadn't worked at all. And so now it's like, okay, I need a new plan. What do I do with this now? So the first thing that I did was grab some painter's tape, and I thought, well, maybe I can make some gold on the bottom and kind of split this up a little bit, because it just felt like it was a lot of color and there wasn't really any focal point. So I'm using actually a gold gesso on top. And so I was playing different ways with it. First I tried just putting a line down, then I tried scraping it down, and you know, even as I was working with it, I wasn't feeling it. I didn't like what I was seeing, and I was just like, oh, this just isn't enough of a difference to make a focal point, and not enough of just not enough dynamic going on. So I kept trying. I'm like, okay, let me add some more gold, let me add some drips and see what happens. And fortunately, it still wasn't what I liked. And that's the thing with any art piece, the more that you have to look at it and you have to keep working. Like if it doesn't feel good, or if you're not liking the way it's going, you just have to keep working at it until you do like what you have. But I wouldn't just stop and throw it out or anything like that. Well, especially in your art journal. I mean, the only thing that you could possibly do is do a layer of gesso on top of it if you absolutely hated it. But for me, the recommendation would be to just keep working. So after I did the gold, I still wasn't happy about it. I still didn't like the way it looked. It didn't give enough of a pop. So I just started adding more color on top of it. And sometimes that's what you have to do. You just have to experiment. And this was one of those projects that was just, I felt like was giving me a hard time. So I still didn't feel, I just still felt like, okay, this is still a lot of color and no focal point. And I looked at it and I couldn't find a design in it. And so, well, I'm like, okay, let's go in and lighten some of these areas up and see what happens. So I ended up drawing these vague little curly hues, little designs with a watered down gesso so that it would not mix with the paint. It's just kind of sitting right on top of the other colors. And afterwards, after I looked at it, I'm like, oh, you know, I should have done like little feathers, and I was thinking kind of like a white peacock or something like that would have been kind of fun. So I did end up going and adding a lot of feathering to this, and I thought I had recorded it, and it was not recording the entire time. So you will see the feathers, but you don't see me doing it in this video. But you will see the end result. So here's the end result. I did like the way that it came out with the feathers. It looks really pretty and soft. And I hope that you like this video and you will give it a thumbs up. And if you want those links, the 30 challenges, just click on the link below, and I will see you in the next video. And thanks for watching.